Welcome back to yet another sunny Universal Studios UK construction update. I'm walking down the less muddy path. Of course, the public footpaths are now closed off over the Universal Studios site here in Bedford, which is really sad because I kind of want to go and stand on muddy field. You know, this lovely walk will have to do, and it's quite a grassy area, so I'm not getting too bad. These shoes that I have, right, are literally now my field shoes. I have designated shoes to come here. Talk about dedication to the cause, because I'm going to be covering this construction project over the next 5 years as Universal Studios build their first ever theme park in Europe here in Kempston, Hardwick, Bedford. And as I was driving up, there is already a lot going on, so be sure you watch till the end so you don't miss anything, and be sure to subscribe to the channel as well so you don't miss future updates. And here we go again. Time to work the plank. I feel like as long as this pathway is open, that is going to be a regular occurrence, and one day I'm going to stack it. As you can see, heavy traffic crossing footpath. We're on a footpath, do not worry. I will not trespass as much as there is a sign that says private property, keep out, but I think it might still be damaged. But that obviously means anything behind it. We've explained this before. And here we are, the view of the field. They still haven't fixed that private property sign. So proper keep O. But even when we're not flying above the skies, high into the clouds, there is still so much to see from this angle, because you can see over there, there's like a Portaloo toilet with some Harris fencing. And then as we glide across, there's some more Harris fencing in the background. And then loads of it has actually been put up over there. And I don't think there'd be any other reason for them to have loads of fencing waiting over there and in various places over there as well. So maybe they are going to route a public footpath around the field or maybe through it. I don't know, but that'd be very cool if so, because I would love the opportunity to actually walk onto the site, even if we would be in like a meter width amount of fencing. And another thing to notice at this side, there's a huge digger that has appeared. And yeah, that digger, I remember seeing that on the mound of like the gravel and stuff and thinking, oh my God, there's movement on site. There's actual construction machinery. And this was like 6 to 8 months ago. But clearly that machinery was just from the farm, and I guess it didn't really mean too much. So I guess it doesn't mean much now either. But yeah, we'll get a closer look at it from the aerial view, but they have been using that Harris fencing to fence off certain parts of not only this field, but other fields as well. Whilst they do sort of start those sort of initial groundwork phases and all the sort of stuff they have to do way before they even start building or digging for the theme park itself. And they're clearly doing all of that now. But as you can see, I'm actually walking more into the woodlands, and I've not actually been down here, but I looked on Google Maps, and the footpath that we came down to go to that corner of the field actually goes all the way down the side of the field, because as you can see, there is still Harris fencing. I'm still alongside it, but it goes all the way down here, and it's probably the first time we've ever had an actual full stretch walk of the field, because the public footpaths never went all the way across. It went halfway and then left or right. But this is really interesting, because this is taking a long time to walk. So if this is the length of the theme park, my God. And here we go, round the corner. Oh, of course. There's some Harris fencing. I don't know what I was expecting. But I believe this end, where you used to come down this pathway, used to go around these trees and then off to the right over to Manor Road. But obviously it is closed off. Just a nice little different angle though, you know? I mean, they've properly fenced this off, even if something has clearly collided with it there. And through the trees, they're not hard to spot. The orange high-vis people, you can see working. I don't know if you can see it as well with the flashing lights. There is also a truck off in the distance, that yellow bit. I feel like I'm missing out. I need to take off into the air. So it seems like they are fencing off more areas of the core zone, and I don't really know what those areas are, but I'm going to try and map them out for you. And if they make any sense after I film this, then I'll let you know. I have gone and drawn up the map of where those fences are, and I will let you know that I have no idea what they're doing with them. Because as you can see, I've drawn this on the original sort of plan of where everything's going to be on the site. With the green lines, I've drawn back in where the fields are separated currently, where they're obviously going to smash through the trees and create one big field in the future. But as you can see, they've made this grey line right here, which is the temporary road surface, going all the way along the right-hand side, down and then curving back up to where this huge white section I've drawn is, which is where those fences are on site. It's a very strangely shaped area, and right now I don't want to look too deep into it because it is just some fencing. They could just be making one part of the site accessible and then doing everything there and then moving it and doing elsewhere. It might be boring stuff like that, or there is a chance that that is the actual layout for where the retail dining and entertainment might go, and they've sort of planned out where that's going to be so people can go to that site and work on all the technical stuff for that. I highly doubt that's the case, but it would be interesting to see. And then of course going back to the core zone where we are looking in the main field, in the top right, that site entrance that went in a few weeks back, they have made some massive progress because there are now more temporary road surfaces that have gone in around there, and there's so many more vehicles and machines, and they've even got like these security cameras and these site offices on that side as well. It's very exciting to see, but we'll have a look at that closer to the ground, because the main thing that's going on from the air that you can see from a distance but you can't really see what they're doing is this huge digger right here that is digging up a small portion of the land. And when I say small portion, I don't mean like size, like the area of it, because it is massive what they're digging up, but they're not digging very deep, which is very interesting. Which in my belief, I think they are literally just digging out the top coat, because they weren't digging very deep at all. They're digging out that top surface purely because underneath this entire site, we learned from a previous episode of the field, it is literally all bricks and clay underneath that thin layer of mud, which is very interesting and obviously comes from the history of this site. But obviously because of that, they're going to have to dig down into that to manage to put foundations and everything in when it comes to it. And they probably have to survey it first to make sure that there's nothing special down there. So I imagine there's a lot of archaeologists on site currently, or like metal detecting people, which I did actually see from a distance last time, working to find any anomalies. But it's very interesting to see all of that happening. There was borehole testing going on the field behind where that flyover is. Let's go have a look at that. Yeah, like I said, I literally drove past this and saw the site entrance looking about as normal as it always does. And then in the distance saw some really tall apparatus, which I believe is for borehole testing, that they're clearly using around that site now. So we've seen that happen all across the core zone. So I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see that all over that site as well, because like I said, that is where the roadworks are going to begin, and you're going to see a railway station, car park for that maybe, and mixed use area alongside those roads. And it's quite interesting actually, because as much as the A421 is the main road where there will be that slip road off to Universal, there is also a road that runs alongside it, and that road I saw was actually going to be closing from the 9th of Feb for 3 consecutive nights. Now I feel like I'm turning into some sort of roadwork channel, but it's all speculation. Could that be for something to do with Universal, as it is literally right next to it? Or is it just repairs for the road? Maybe like some potholes or something? Because my god, this country needs to repair them. But obviously the core zone and the West Gateway zone, as they call it, aren't the only parts, because they also have that entire brickwork section, the Lake Zone. So let's head over to Manor Road and hopefully get some cool views of the Lake Zone and the core zone. Not much seems to be going on at this side. The Lake Zone, just a lot of cars and the site offices again, more machinery, but a lot of it's gone over to the main field. That one over there, there's a white one that was working the other day. Wow. I'm at the side of Manor Road now, and I'm being a bit quieter because there's a few more workers around, but it's actually a lot quieter on the road, which is surprising. But you'll see it in better quality when obviously I cut back to the drone footage. As you can see, look at all of these fence panels. Obviously these ones were already here, but these have gone up literally in the past week or so. And then you've got a huge excavator over there with some workers. Oh, there you go. Did you hear that? Sound of construction. But yeah, it's just so surreal to think that like they're going to clear out those trees there, and obviously having walked all the way back and forth along 2/3 of the site, it is a long walk, so this field is going to look massive when we finally get to see it all open field. Is that the word? It can be for this. But yeah, look, there you go. There's the excavator working on that top layer. I would assume. Again, I'm not a construction expert, so it might not even be that. But like I said, they have been doing a lot of metal detecting and like ground surveying, so it wouldn't surprise me if they are just ripping up that top layer in that field, checking it all over, which means I kind of hope they don't have to do that for the rest of it, because that'll take a very long time. But that's why these updates have no real time frame on them, because sometimes a lot happens, sometimes not a lot happens. But there you go, behind me, I think they're taking out with a tipper truck some of the mud. There's also this fencing over here, and you can see off in the distance some like, oh, it's not going to focus now, is it? Oh, damn you, phone. Focus, man. You see that orange like net fencing over there? That is obviously been put up as well recently, because I didn't see that last time, which is obviously just temporary safety barrier fencing, but still something at least. And because of the fact there are no roadworks happening down here, as I have to, oh no. Let me just go round the outside. Going on a bear hunt was not correct after all. I thought I'd actually come down and have a proper look down this end. Obviously I won't go too close to the fence itself and to the entrance of the site, but yeah, you've got all the construction site stuff, temporary road surface, everything like that. And then the diggers working off in the background. Very exciting times for the construction of the new Universal Studios UK theme park. I mean, the main work is literally happening in the core zone now, which we haven't seen for ages. It's always been that lake zone and just like the building of the construction site offices. And now we have construction happening on the main site of the theme park and car park and transportation hub. Exciting times. Either way, what an episode this has been. There's been so much happening for once in the core zone. We saw quite a lot happening last time. Not as much as this time. They've dug up loads of ground for where the archaeologists are going to go and probably find some very nice stuff, or nothing at all. All that fencing, like I said, that's gone around the entirety of the field. Very curious to see how they work out those public footpaths and if they ever reopen. There's so much going on. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next updates when I do them. Because trust me, from here on out, this is the place to be, because I'm going to be here quite a lot. And I'm going to upload these updates quite a lot in between my normal videos. See you next time for more Universal Studios UK updates.